10 men, thousands of missions, and a war fought at breakneck speed above burning continents. Yet only a few would earn the deadly title Ace. Their names echo through history: Hartman, Bong, Sakai, each chasing a confirmed tally that could mean life, death, or legend. But behind every recorded kill lies a maze of controversy, split-second choices, and impossible odds. What pushed these pilots to the very edge, and how did numbers written in logbooks become the measure of immortality? The journey begins, not with myth, but with the truths that survived the fire. Pierre Clostermann's official tally stands at 33 confirmed victories, a number recognized by the Royal Air Force after careful review of squadron records. Flying first the Spitfire and later the Tempest, Clostermann became a symbol of free French determination, battling over Normandy in 1944 and across the skies of occupied Europe. His tactics relied on aggressive low-level attacks and tight formation flying, using the Tempest's speed and firepower to break enemy formations before they could regroup. Yet the legend of Clostermann is shaped as much by his memoir The Big Show as by the archives. In his own words, he described a relentless pace and a sky crowded with danger. Post-war examination of Royal Air Force operational record books found that some claims, especially those listed as probables, did not always match the official tally. The difference between memory and record became part of his legacy. For every confirmed victory there was a cost: friends lost, missions that ended in silence, and the heavy burden of survival. Clostermann's story is not just about numbers, but about the tension between memory, record, and the true price of becoming an ace. Richard Bong's rise as America's leading ace began over the Solomon Islands in 1943, where the twin-boomed P-38 Lightning became his weapon of choice. The P-38's concentrated nose-mounted firepower and high-speed climb gave Bong a unique edge in Pacific dogfights. He mastered the art of boom and zoom, diving into enemy formations at speed, firing a single deadly burst, then climbing away before opponents could react. This energy-fighting tactic played to the Lightning's strengths, allowing him to avoid the tight turning battles favored by Japanese pilots. Over 2 years, Bong's tally climbed to 40 confirmed aerial victories, the highest of any US pilot in World War II. Every mission carried risk. Bong survived the war, only to lose his life in a jet test flight in 1945. His legacy endures as a testament to skill, adaptation, and the unforgiving nature of air combat in the Pacific. Saburo Sakai's combat record is a study in both skill and controversy. Official records from the Imperial Japanese Navy credit him with approximately 28 confirmed victories, most scored in the cockpit of the nimble A6M0. Yet Sakai's own memoir, Samurai, claims as many as 64 aerial kills. That larger figure has fueled debate among historians and aviation enthusiasts. The gap between his personal tally and the more conservative total, accepted by modern researchers, reflects the looser verification standards of Japanese wartime records, which often lacked gun camera evidence and relied heavily on pilot reports. On August 7, 1942, Sakai suffered a catastrophic wound, losing sight in one eye after being struck by defensive fire over Guadalcanal. Despite this, he managed to fly his crippled Zero 560 miles back to base, an ordeal that became legendary among his peers. Sakai's story reveals not only the hazards of Pacific air combat, but also the enduring tension between memory and the official record. Alexander Pokryshkin's combat record stands at 59 confirmed aerial victories, achieved during relentless fighting over the Kuban sector in 1943 and 1944. His reputation rests not only on his kill tally, but on his transformation of Soviet air tactics. Pokryshkin introduced a structured, radio-coordinated attack system, the three-attack doctrine. Instead of chaotic dogfights, his group executed disciplined stepwise maneuvers. One element engaged, another flanked, and the third covered withdrawal. This approach multiplied the effectiveness of his squadron, allowing them to overwhelm German formations at low altitude. The P-39 Airacobra, often dismissed by Western pilots, became a lethal weapon in his hands. Its powerful nose-mounted cannon ideal for deflection shots and head-on passes. After action reports from his regiment describe entire missions orchestrated by Pokrishkin's voice over the radio, turning individual skill into a force multiplier. His legacy endures in Soviet tactical manuals and in the animated kill tally that marked each sortie. Ivan Kozydub's combat record stands alone among Allied pilots, with 62 confirmed aerial victories, each one documented in Soviet TSAMO award citations and after-action reports. Flying the Lay-7, Kozydub specialized in head-on intercepts, using the fighter's powerful trio of 20mm cannons and its remarkable low-altitude agility to close the distance before unleashing a precise short burst. Soviet verification procedures demanded physical wreckage or corroborated ground witness statements for every claim. On April 16, 1945, near Berlin, Kozydub survived a chaotic melee when American P-51s mistakenly opened fire on his LA-7. In the confusion, he downed a Messerschmitt Bf-109 and escaped, later recording the incident in his logbook. His tally remains the highest for any Allied ace, a figure built not only on skill, but on the strict standards of Soviet record-keeping and the unforgiving realities of the Eastern Front. Walter Nowotny's combat record stands at 258 confirmed aerial victories, a number achieved flying both the F-190 and the revolutionary Me-262 jet. As commander of Commando Nowotny, he led the first operational jet unit, pushing the limits of speed and firepower in late 1944. The Me-262 could outrun any Allied piston engine fighter, but its Jumo 004 engines were prone to failure, rarely lasting more than 25 hours before critical breakdown. On November 8, 1944, Nowotny scored his final victory and then radioed engine trouble moments later. Eyewitnesses reported his jet crashed near Neudorf, ending his career and highlighting the risk faced by early jet pilots. Ace's tallies depended not just on skill, but on how victories were counted. Verification standards varied. The Luftwaffe required witness reports. The Soviet Union demanded physical wreckage or ground confirmation. The United States Army Air Forces relied on gun camera footage. The Royal Air Force cross-checked squadron records. The Imperial Japanese Navy often accepted pilot claims with minimal documentation. These systems shaped the official record and the legends that followed. Otto Kittel's name rarely surfaces outside specialist circles, yet his record stands among the highest in history. He scored 267 confirmed aerial victories, all earned in the cockpit of the FW-190 on the Eastern Front. Unlike many peers, Kittel became a specialist, his tally built on intercepting Soviet Il-2 Sturmovix, the heavily armored ground attack aircraft known as the Flying Tank. Soviet records and German claim logs reveal the pattern. Kittel stalked Il-2 formations at low altitude, waiting for the moment to strike from above or behind, where their armor was weakest. The FW-190's 420mm cannons tore through the Il-2's defenses, but every pass exposed Kittel to a hail of return fire from rear gunners. Each successful interception demanded precision and nerve, as a single mistake could prove fatal. On February 14, 1945, that risk caught up with him. Attacking another Il-2 near Klusin, Kittel's aircraft was struck by defensive fire. Soviet gunner Ivan Ryabtsev later reported the kill. Kittel crashed and was killed instantly. His fate underscores the narrow margin between hunter and hunted, and how specialization in a single deadly task could propel a pilot to the top of the scoreboard but never guarantee survival. At the heart of JG-52's success was Gunther Rall, a pilot whose influence stretched far beyond his own cockpit. Rall's 275 confirmed victories were the product of more than just individual skill. They reflected his ability to turn tactical discipline into a force multiplier for his entire unit. Drawing from formation reports and personal logbooks, Rall refined the rotor and Schwarm tactics, stressing flexibility and mutual support in the swirling chaos of the Eastern Front. He led by example, flying 621 combat sorties and surviving 7 wounds, including a shattered thumb that nearly ended his career in 1944. Under his command, wingmen learned to anticipate threats and cover each other's blind spots, reducing losses even as the tempo of battle accelerated. Animated kill tallies from JG-52's records show how Rall's leadership translated into higher success rates for his section, not just himself. After the war, he carried these lessons into the post-war Luftwaffe, shaping the doctrines of a new generation. Rall's story stands as proof that in the skies over the Eastern Front, tactical innovation and command could turn a squadron into an enduring legend. Gerhard Barkhorn's combat record stands as a testament to endurance rather than spectacle. Over the course of 1,104 missions on the Eastern Front, Barkhorn accumulated 301 confirmed victories, second only to Hartmann. His tally rose not through dramatic single-day surges, but through the relentless grind of daily sorties, often flying multiple missions in a single day. Wounded 5 times, Barkhorn survived the war, carrying the scars of attrition that defined JG-52's experience. His logbooks reveal a pilot who persisted through exhaustion, shifting front lines, and the constant pressure of a war that offered no respite. Erich Hartmann's record remains unmatched. 352 confirmed aerial victories achieved across 1,404 combat sorties. Flying the Bf-109, Hartmann relied on deflection shooting at close range, waiting until the enemy filled his gun sight before firing a single decisive burst. His approach demanded nerves of steel and absolute discipline. The pace was punishing, sometimes 3 or 4 missions in a day, often against waves of Soviet aircraft. Captured by Soviet forces in May 1945, Hartmann spent 10 years as a prisoner of war, his experience shaped as much by survival on the ground as by his time in the air. For both Barkhorn and Hartmann, the numbers tell only part of the story. Behind every tally lies the reality of sustained exposure, the cost of opportunity, and the lasting imprint of a conflict that demanded everything from those who endured it. Today, unmanned drones and precision missiles shape the battlefield, but the ace remains a symbol of human ingenuity and cost. Each tally was paid in lives, not just statistics. The legacy of these pilots endures as a warning. In war, technology advances, but the human price never disappears. Subscribe for more.